Let's go to Marty Snyder.
Okay, Jeff, let's first of all start off talking about the contact out there on the racetrack with you and Sterling. You said on the radio, was it your fault? Do you have time to think about it under the red flag? And your thoughts now?
Yeah, I mean, me being spun was my fault because he hung back so far, which I didn't think he was supposed to be able to do, but he did, and he had me. You know, he got a restart, he had me, and I moved down in front of him to block him, and I did, and got me a little bit of a push, but he still got inside me, and yeah, I just tried to block him, and all I had to do was just hold the wheel straight and spun me out. But, you know, I probably should have just given it up once he got inside me and still had a battle and a shot to win the thing. You know, I hate to see that last caution. We were, man, we were so stout and in perfect position, and it was a wild and crazy race out there. I'll tell you, I went from the back to the front to the back. It was incredible. I'm just thankful to come home ninth with the DuPont Chevrolet. I want to thank DuPont, Pepsi, Quaker State, Fritos, GMAC. You know, just a great effort for us today, and you know, it just wasn't the way we wanted it to be.
A very disappointing night for a man who drove a very good race. Matt?
Well, Sterling, first off, can you even begin to describe your side of the controversy?
No, I mean, it's a Daytona 500, and you're going to try to win the thing, and you know, laid back, try to get a run on Jeff, and you know, as soon as he got across the line, hooked left, and got up his quarter panel, and you know, his deal is he's going to try to block, and if I was in his shoes, I try to block too, and we just hooked together, hooked bumpers, and he spun out, and I went on and got my fender on the tire. So you know, we tried to get it pulled off, but NASCAR didn't like it. Let's go to the rear.
Did you question that? I mean, you know, them questioning you, messing with the fender?
Well, I seen Earnhardt doing it at Richmond one time, so he got out and cleaned his windshield off, so I thought it was okay. I guess it was.
I guess not. Sterling Marlin nearly pulls off a win here in Daytona, Alan. Disappointed.
At least he could smile about losing the Daytona 500.
Man. Ward Burton will add his name to the Harley J. Earl Trophy as winner of the Daytona 500. Something very few drivers who compete in NASCAR Winston Cup racing ever get to experience. And he's going to realize that dream right now. There's his wife, Tabitha, coming into the winner's circle. Had their second child over the winter, December 10th.
He's just slowly taking his time because he wants to do this right. And
savor the moment.
Savor the moment. Attaboy, Ward. Just savor the moment.
Can't blame him. Probably still regaining his composure a little bit, too. Bill Weber has the pleasure of interviewing the winner of the Daytona 500. Bill?
And I imagine he's doing exactly what you guys were talking about. Taking his time, composing himself, thinking about this moment. Winner of the Daytona 500. Putting on the cap. Have to adjust that, of course. It will be you won't need to see him get out. No matter where you're watching, you'll be able to hear him get out. And here it is, the 2002 Daytona 500 champion, Ward Burton. On him, guys. Maybe I can get in there.
He's right in the middle, Bill, around all those red shirts.
A lot of people from Dodge, Caterpillar, and his family. Forever now, they will introduce Ward Burton as champion of the Daytona 500. Congratulations.
Wow, I tell you, I didn't do it by myself, though. Team worked awful hard all winter. Dodge support, Caterpillar support. How about that Elliott Sadler? I pushed him to a third place finish in the Firecracker 400, or the Pepsi 400, and Elliott worked with me just flawlessly there at the end. And one Virginian to another.
Ward, tell me about the final restart to the checkers.
Nerve-wracking. I didn't ever even look at the flag. I wasn't going to stop. When I saw the other guys back off, that's when I backed off. I can't believe it. You know, a lot of what happens here is atmosphere, luck. We had some luck today. 29 cars spun over there. We almost got it. But proud of my team. A great race team.
You walked it very slowly to the green flag on that restart because you were aware of what had happened previously?
I'll not the way of Jeff Bodine. He's an old veteran. He knows what he's doing. I just didn't want him to get a big speed on me. I wasn't sure whether we were going to win it or not. I knew we were going to have one hell of a chance at it.
Ward, you fought so hard to get to this point in your career. There were some times when this team wasn't even going to have sponsorship. Now you have a strong sponsorship, a new manufacturer behind you, and a win in the Daytona 500. Has your dream come true today?
Well, one of them has. This is the first year that Bill Davis Racing hasn't had to make a big change of some kind to catch up to the big boys. So we're ready to rock all year. I don't know what was going to happen today, but it's a great way to start. But I feel really good about the whole year.
Congratulations. You're the Daytona 500 champ. Ward Burton, even I get a hug. Congratulations. They talked about Chevy being fast, and Ford was in the spotlight all week, but at the Daytona 500, you could say Dodge was the spoiler. Alan?
Yes, you can, Bill. Dodge getting a spoiler rule change earlier in the week, as well as the Fords. And Ward Burton made maximum use of it. He is the champion of the 2002 Daytona 500 as we look at the final results.
Ryan Newman comes back in 7th spot. Jeffrey Bodine. How about that 3rd place finish? And Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, they crashed together. They finished 8th and 9th together.
Michael Waltrip finishing 5th after last year's win. You see only 14 cars wound up on the lead lap. Dale Jarrett getting credit as the last one of those. Terry Labonte, one of them involved in that last crash with about 5 laps to go.
Mike Wallace, 7 laps down, will finish 21st. Kenny Schrader, great run today.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. So many problems throughout the day, wound up 29th place.
And the attrition was unusually high today. Matt Kenseth, the first car out, finishes 33rd. I guess the attrition was caused by the big crash down in turn 1.
That would cause some of it.
Tony Stewart, one of the pre-race favorites, out at lap number 2. 12 different leaders, 20 lead changes. The last one when Ward Burton took over the top spot. More post-race interviews when we come back. NASCAR on NBC, bringing you the Autotrader.com post-race show. Follow-up coverage of the 44th Daytona 500. The NBA on NBC coming up after our coverage from Daytona. The Lakers and Trailblazers coming up. First, the afterglow of what was a terrific Great American Race. Dave Burns.
Elliott Sadler, you finished 3rd here last July, and you were shaken coming to the line. What were you doing this time to finish 2nd?
I was a little bit more calm, but I'm going to tell you what. To struggle like we have all week, to come in here and finish 2nd, unbelievable. Man, the Motorcraft Ford Tours was very, very good. Just want to thank them for them standing behind me. A lot of Ford people in the stands today, the U.S. Air Force. Man, it wore me out, man.
And he takes a cold sip of Coca-Cola, Marty, to cool off.
Well, Dave, for a man who nearly lost his life here 2 years ago, Jeffrey Bodine was a comeback kid today. How much fun did you have playing out there with those kids today? The car was obviously good.
Yeah, I had a great car, and it doesn't matter who you are, how good you are. You can't do what I did without a good car, a good team, and James Finch gave me a great car, and I want to thank them, thank the Miccosukee Indian Gaming Tribe for sponsoring us. They're going to do some more racing with them, and what a great day. I mean, it got a little tough there at the end. I mean, we're all trying to make deals and try to figure out how to get by the guy in front of us, but I knocked my nose in a little bit on that last wreck, and it slowed us down, but come back, yeah. You know, I think people had written me off, but they shouldn't have done that. I'm back.
52-year-old Jeffrey Bodine finishes 3rd. Matt Yoakum.
Defending 500 winner Michael Waltrip. Boy, how do you describe this one? Wild.
I think I just tell people I spun out with 5 to go at Daytona and ran 5th, and that's all the description it needs. When Kevin wrecked, that was wild, man. I just dove right at him. I knew what to do, and I just hoped he'd be out of the way. When I got there, he was. Our Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet was a part of the story the whole week, man. And that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for as a team. NASCAR would chop the other dude's spoiler off. We'd work a little harder. Then they'd chop it off some more, and we'd just work harder. And then they chopped it off again. Probably should have said something after that one because it looked like we were overmatched at the end.
You probably should have. Michael Waltrip finishes 5th at Daytona, Alan.
Again, a look at the top 10 as the victory celebration continues. For Ward Burton, Elliott Sadler, and Burton, a Virginia sweep of the top 2 spots. Don't forget, tonight, the 2002 Olympic Winter Games continue at 7 Eastern and Pacific on NBC, and tomorrow at noon Eastern and Pacific on TNT, the encore presentation of the Daytona 500. The NBA on NBC is next. What a great day. What a great race.
Fantastic day. What a thrill it was to be here and watch and talk about the Daytona 500.
BP, let's go fishing for a few months.
That's good. See you in July, fans.
We'll turn it over to our Fox colleagues starting at Rockingham next week, and we look forward to NASCAR on NBC resuming in July. Daytona's always been a magical place. Last year, the magic went out of the 500 a little bit, but this year it's back. And the fans have all gone away smiling after a safe and a great Daytona 500 won by Virginia's Ward Burton. For Benny Parsons, Wally Dallenbach, Bill Weber, and our entire NASCAR on NBC crew, I'm Alan Bestwick. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the 44th Daytona 500. See you in Chicago come July.